Now at 6, an hours-long standoff in Oklahoma ends with 4 people dead. We'll tell you what we know. Plus, overnight rain causes flash flooding in parts of Seneca, Missouri. And the Special Olympics Kansas Games kick off, this time in the Southeast Kansas community for the first time.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
1 woman and 3 children are dead after an hours-long standoff in Oklahoma. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Police say there was an armed subject in a home in Verdigris, Oklahoma. They say the standoff started around 5 p.m. yesterday and was active for more than 2 hours. Authorities say this wasn't the first time they've had issues with the armed subject. All 4 people were found inside the home dead from apparent gunshot wounds.
When you're talking about 4 individuals who are dead, 3 children, this is extremely difficult for everybody involved. Everybody that's looking into this trying to help best they can.
Police have not yet released the identity of the woman or the 3 children. The OSBI is investigating. The Parsons, Kansas Police Department says the city's overall per capita crime rate climbed slightly last year, but has been trending downward over the past 20 years. The information is part of the city's newly released 2022 annual crime report. Statistics compiled in that report show Parsons saw a slight decline in violent crimes such as homicides, aggravated assaults, and robberies in 2022 compared to 2021. But over the same period, the report shows a small uptick in property-related offenses, including burglaries, thefts, and vandalism. Parsons police made 804 arrests in 2022. That's a 17% increase over the year before. You can find a link to the complete crime report at KOAMnewsnow.com. Boy, nice weather out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it's turned out to be a great afternoon, and then, of course, evening hours after we had those showers and thunderstorms during the morning hours, especially in the southern half of the region. But we look good right now. We have some cumulus clouds kind of dropping through. But overall, if you're going to get outside this evening, it looks fantastic. All the rain is heading away from us. So we are going to stay dry as we go through the evening. 76 Nevada, 80 in Neosho, Carthage 80. We have Miami at 80, Parsons sitting at 80. So temperatures are great. As we go through the evening hours, slide back through the 80s, 70s. Very comfortable tonight. We're going to drop all the way down into the lower 60s for overnight lows. Now, we are slowly going to warm up as we go through the next couple days. Of course, we're going to break your weekend forecast down for you here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Seneca, Missouri today has been dealing with some flash flooding problems. The city received 2 to 3 inches of rain. As you can see, it was challenging for cars to drive through some areas. Flash flooding affected low-lying areas and poor drainage spots and streets, among some other places in the city. Miami, Oklahoma is hosting the first edition of Route 66 Rigs at the Run. Besides putting together a show with more than 50 trucks in the Buffalo Run Casino parking lot, the event also wants to bring awareness to autism. The money raised in that event is going to go to Ottawa County Family Connections Foundation. That nonprofit supports kids with autism and their families. The goal is to build a center for the foundation with the funds raised in this and other events.
It brings the community together, it supports the children, it's for a good cause. So, we all get out here, we get to show off our rigs, we get to have a fun time, meet new people, and people come out here and look at trucks. It's just like when I was a kid, I always used to see a semi, I'd be doing this, wanting to honk the horn and everything, so it brings back memories for me,
Bringing in people to our community, to see our community, to spend their dollars in our community, but most importantly, for the kids with autism and special needs that the Ottawa County Family Connections Foundation is going to support through this event.
Now, this is free to the public. Food trucks and merch sales are also part of the event. A truck parade just began a few minutes ago on Miami's Main Street. Route 66 Rigs at the Run continues tomorrow starting at 8 a.m. Some area first responders engaged in a friendly competition for a good cause. The second annual Vernon County Battle of the Badges Blood Drive kicked off. The Vernon County Sheriff's Department, along with the Nevada Police and Fire Departments, competed to see which team got the most blood donations.
The law enforcement and fire department love their community. How much we want to encourage everybody to keep giving and just to support them because there is a huge shortage of blood and just everybody to give back to the community.
No word on who won exactly, but one since everyone wins. All the donors got a free Battle of the Badges t-shirt. Special Olympics Kansas is holding their state games in Pittsburgh for the first time ever, and as is tradition, the games were kicked off with a torch run. Pittsburgh police officers today ran with the Flame of Hope from the Law Enforcement Center to Pittsburgh High School. Community members were also invited to join in on that run. The games themselves began with a powerlifting competition. Athletes were weighed in at the start of the event to sort them into different classes. Then they went for gold, lifting as much as they could. Yeah, give us another rep. Ooh, you got it. After that, the awards were handed out.
I'm really strong and big like my dad, and I want to be healthier and try to lose some more weight when I'm doing lifting, and I listen to the judges and the coaches on how to lift the right way instead of the wrong way.
The competitions continue tomorrow with some flag football games beginning at 9 a.m. at Hutchinson Field by the Community Middle School. Some young farmers today showed off their livestock. It's part of the 49th annual McDonald County, Missouri Fair. Today's events included all sorts of activities, but the main event was livestock showcases. They ranged from a swine show to a sheep show and Gary goat shows. The show continues for just a little longer tonight, wrapping up at 7 with a dairy cattle show. It'll continue all day tomorrow, starting at 8 a.m., ending at 9 p.m. Those events tomorrow will include a turtle race and a dog show. And that's a look at some of today's top stories coming up on KOAM News at 6. A new scam in Southwest Missouri is targeting restaurants. We're going to hear from one business and tell you what you need to know. A new scam has hit Southwest Missouri. This time it's restaurants who are getting the calls from scammers. Liam Garrity is in Branson and spoke with people at one business who want you to know what to look out for.
You take that energy you spend on trying to scam people and steal their money and turn it into positive energy.
Here at Star Bar Grill in Branson, calls from people posing as DoorDash customer support. They wanted to chop into the grill's business.
They wanted us to provide banking information, photo ID, some type of federal document.
He had issues with the DoorDash tablet and got with customer support. But it wasn't support who called back.
You can do something better with your life than other trying to steal from people.
Bedford says he knew right away it was a scam and didn't give them anything. Branson police officers say if you hear a red flag, hang up the phone.
If they're trying to get you to do something very urgent, that's usually your chance that you need to slow down.
Sergeant Caleb Teague with the Branson Police says do your research before giving out any information.
Find a legitimate number for the business or the person that has contacted you. Try to get back in touch with them. No company will be asking you for your bank information or your account information or anything like that.
Bedford wants other restaurants to be careful.
Double check and double check again. Talking to, always double check with your manager or the owner of the store.
DoorDash confirmed it was not anyone from them calling the restaurant. Also, police say if you think it's a scam, even if you didn't lose anything, please do file a report. A little bit later, the Joplin Outlaws are one win away from postseason play in the Mink League.
Plus, it looks like our temperatures, of course, are going to start to warm back up. We're going to look at that coming up next. Well, it's turned out to be a very beautiful afternoon and evening. Temperatures are great, much cooler than what we have seen over the past couple days, and we'll definitely take it. Nice shot, Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, just southwest actually, of Seneca, Missouri, where they did get some heavy amounts of rain during the morning hours. Most of us, or at least the northern half, didn't get much at all, but for the month, we're at 1.27 inches, but we're still 10 inches behind where we should be for this time of the year. And you can see our drought tracker. It updates once a week, so this is the latest drought tracker. It's dry once you get down toward Grand Lake, and then we have a moderate drought northeastern Oklahoma, southwestern Missouri. Joplin to Pittsburgh, a severe drought, and then extreme drought still in our northern counties, and it gets a little bit worse once you get out towards Chautauqua and also Elk counties. All right, look at rainfall. Really north of, let's say, Webb City over to Columbus, under about 2/10 of an inch. And then Joplin and then south, where you see the greens and a little bits of yellow, anywhere from 1/2 an inch upwards to about 2 or 3 inches. So at least a good chunk of us got some pretty good rainfall amounts during the overnight hours and the morning hours for us today. 76 in Nevada, Monette's at 79. We have Grove at 81, Miami 80, Chautauqua 81. Yates Center is sitting at 79, so temperatures pretty good. Looks great, sitting at 80. Feels like 81. Relative humidity is at 54%. Through the evening, slide back through the 70s, 60s if you want to get out. Make sure you enjoy it. We do have some cumulus clouds kind of sinking south, but all the rain that we got earlier is now racing off toward the east, and we look pretty good back toward the west. Still big dome of high pressure. This is actually retreated back toward the west. What this does gives us a northwest flow, meaning the upper level winds out of the northwest, and ushers in that little bit cooler air mass until, of course, that high starts to head back toward us as we go through next week. Let's go through your weekend. By morning, lower 60s, pretty good. As we go through the morning, by noon, we're going to be into lower 80s. And then once we get into the afternoon hours, I think most of us upper 80s to near 90. Now, northern counties may get an isolated storm or two as we go through the evening into the overnight hours tomorrow night, but most of you will end up staying dry. On Sunday, partly sunny skies, temperatures heating up a little bit more as we go into the low to mid 90s during the afternoon on Sunday. So 89 Saturday, 95 on Sunday. The humidity is still not going to be too bad. It will start kind of cranking back in next week, but it looks pretty good besides a few isolated thunderstorms. Now, by Monday, we get back up upper 90s to near 100 degrees. May get some scattered thunderstorms Tuesday into Wednesday, but look at the heat. Here's Tuesday, back to about 100 to 102. So it gets hot once again. 89 for us tomorrow. Saturday, a pretty good day. Again, isolated thunderstorm. Sunday, 95, 99 on Monday, 102, Tuesday, 103, Wednesday, and we hang out near 100 most of next week.
You can't quite see beyond that horizon. I hope eventually it cools down. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, the SEC announces their football preseason poll. We're going to see where Arkansas and Missouri are placed. And the Pitt State football team announces a trio of coaching staff promotions. Brock Baldridge is going to break it down for us next in sports.
It's the final weekend of the Mink League regular season. The Joplin Outlaws continue their road trip in Jefferson City tonight, and now the Outlaws are only one win away from playing postseason baseball at Joe Becker Stadium. Tonight, the Joplin Outlaws face the Jefferson City Renegades. Joplin won their series opener last night 8-7. A win for Joplin tonight would officially secure the Mink League South Division title for the second straight season. This game is scheduled to start at 7 p.m. We'll have a final score update from this game tonight at 10. The Pittsburgh State football team officially opens their season just under 6 weeks away at home against Washburn. Now, before the season starts, the football program announced today that they have a trio of coaching staff promotions. Head coach Brian Wright is pleased to announce the new promotions of his football program. First off, Lynn Nutt has been elevated to defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. Then former Pitt State Gorilla and graduate assistant Jordan Hendy has been hired as safeties coach. Then finally, assistant coach Tyrell Everett has been promoted to assistant head coach and defensive run game coordinator. All the SEC media days are in full swing in Nashville this week, which means members of the media have voted where they think each SEC football team will place this year. And with that, the SEC officially releases their football preseason poll. Let's take a look with things in the SEC East. No surprises here. The two-time defending national champion Georgia Bulldogs were picked to win the SEC East and the entire SEC outright. Then the Tennessee Volunteers are picked to finish in second place, South Carolina at third place, Kentucky in there at fourth place, Florida Gators in there at fifth place, and then the Missouri Tigers are picked to finish in sixth place. Then finally, the Vanderbilt Commodores are picked to finish dead last. Over to the SEC West now. Once again, it's the Alabama Crimson Tide who are picked to finish in first place in the SEC West. The LSU Tigers are picked to finish in second. Then the Texas A&M Aggies are in there at third place. Ole Miss Rebels are picked to finish in fourth place. Then the Hogs, the Arkansas Razorbacks, are picked to finish in fifth place this year. Then the Auburn Tigers and the Mississippi State Bulldogs round out the SEC West preseason poll. On the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals both begin road trips this weekend. Royals head to the Big Apple. As for the Cardinals, they head to the Windy City. Cardinals at Cubs today in Chicago. Cubs scored all of their runs in the third inning. That's why they defeated the Cardinals today 4-3. This loss snaps the Cardinals' 6-game winning streak. However, Nolan Arenado goes 1 for 5 with a pair of RBIs. Royals at Yankees tonight in the Bronx, as both the Royals and the Yankees are in last place in their divisions. Well, we don't say that too often. This game is just now getting underway in the Big Apple at the moment. No score in New York. 0-0 game in the first inning. We'll have a final score update tonight at 10.
Yeah, big market and small market.
Absolutely.
Royals and Kansas City, both of them.
For sure.
All right, we'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on the big rigs at Buffalo Run Casino and the impact the event has. Plus, a Joplin organization celebrates the city's history and 100 years of operation. And as kids get ready to head back to school, mental health experts have some tips to prepare. Those stories, a lot more, of course. It's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Someone donated a box to a Goodwill employee in Oklahoma City. When the box was opened, some pieces of history were found. Reporter Shelby Montgomery has details.
This tin lockbox looks empty, but open this secret door and you'll find something that dates back to the 1940s.
It was really a time warp. I mean, we laid it all out.
After being dropped off at Goodwill, an employee opened the secret compartment and found this envelope. They opened the envelope to find a leather-bound book with a medal inside and honorable discharge papers from World War II.
We pretty much found out a lot about this gentleman, about how he was, a carpenter at one time, and just, a lot of background. He went into the military right out of high school.
The store employees Googled his name, found his obituary from 2017, and that led them to one of his daughters living in Edmond.
His family actually had no idea that the documents were in there, so we were able to reunite the gentleman's daughter with them.
A hidden treasure now reunited with the family.
She seemed really pleased to get it back. She said she had no idea that it was in there.
Can you imagine just donating that box without knowing what's inside?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I would have thought you would have taken a hacksaw or something to find out, but yeah, all's well that ends well.
Yep.
The weather is going to start well this weekend.
Yeah, get outside this evening. It's going to be a fantastic one. 89 tomorrow, an isolated thunderstorm, mainly in our northern counties. 95 Sunday, and heats up next week.
Final sports note.
Well, Mizzou Arena, Missouri basketball, they're changing the color of their seats today. They announced that they're painting the seats all black instead of their infamous gold. So little changes out there in Mizzou Arena this winter.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.